In the United States today, one of our most prized natural rights is the freedom of speech. It was among the founding principles of this nation that we be allowed to express ourselves in any peaceful way that we see fit. However, what happens when that right is challenged on the premise of respect? Tonight, we meet Jock Spearman, a senior at Routonian High School, who has found himself in a world of trouble over the issue of free speech. Jock, a star athlete, refused to stand and recognize the national anthem at Routonian High's recent homecoming game. This generated a firestorm of controversy over the young man, as his parents, the school board, and a number of media outlets voiced their polarized opinions on the matter. However, despite the massive amount of emotion and patriotism that has gone into this, isn't Jock's refusal to stand perfectly within his rights? Isn't it the purpose and the promise of this nation to stand up for the individual's right to express themselves and their views? Dateline reporter Shelby Shelton sat down with the embattled athlete to get his side on the story.
Why did you refuse to stand for our national anthem?
Our country can't even get over its debt with Asia, so why should I have to stand when our country doesn't even do what it says we're doing in the national anthem? If this is the land of the free, why am I being punished and ridiculed so much for not standing?
What makes you so special?
Well, I hate to break it to you, Toots, but I was in special classes when I was in school, and I kind of learned a lot more, so I learned mainly that everyone has freedoms to express their opinion, so what did I really do wrong?
Do you feel more people should test their freedoms, such as you did?
Of course. Why don't we test the boundaries? Why should we stay like little caged birds? What's the point if we just fear the unknown?
In order to get more context on the situation, Shelby turned to the similar case of the West Virginia State Board of Education versus Barnett. She turned to the plaintiff himself to find out more on the story.
Lamont Barnett, Shelby Shelton, Dateline NBC. Why did you refuse to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Well, it all started when I was coming to school. I was late by about 3 minutes, and I was really trying to get to class on time. So I started sprinting. I really didn't want to be late to class. And as I was turning the corner, I slipped and fell, and I twisted my ankle. And it hurt really bad. I couldn't run at all. I barely crawled into the classroom. And right as I came in, the Pledge of Allegiance was already happening, and I just couldn't stand on it at all. So that's why I didn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
And what was the ruling?
Well, let's just say we won.
West Virginia State Board of Education versus Barnett was a decision made by the Supreme Court of the United States that said the freedom of speech clause of the First Amendment protected students from being forced to salute the American flag and to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
This sounds a lot like the Supreme Court is on my side and that what I did wasn't really wrong, you know?
Thank you for watching. Join us next week as we look at the developing turmoil in Botswana. This is Dateline.
While many may not agree, if we truly wish to honor the spirit of this nation and revere the sacrifices made for it, then we should protect the natural rights of those who inhabit this great land. This view has been echoed by the Supreme Court in its ruling on the case between Mr. Barnett and the West Virginia Board of Education, by the First Amendment of the Constitution, and by the founders of the United States itself. The preservation of freedom of speech isn't an optional luxury to be used only when it's convenient or non-controversial. It's a natural human right that must be honored regardless of how offensive it may be. Jock's story is not a rare one, and challenges to this freedom emerge every day. However, it is the duty of the United States and her citizens to stand defiant against these attacks on liberty and defend the right to free expression. Thank you for watching. This has been Dateline NBC.